Now we've got the sketch laid out and we've got the wings all built, we can start building the spine and the core of the body on another layer. And we'll now start defining the overall barrel and shape of the body of the dragon. Let's have a look at the layers first of all. So we're currently on the body layer, so we'll lock that one now. Make a new layer, and we'll call this one spine. And we'll that will do it. So spine is this one. And what we're going to do is do parts that will go all the way along the body and just do a lot of repeats, mechanical looking spinal column. So we'll make some basic parts first of all, just to give us enough parts to play with. So we'll go back to the tool we've used before. So we'll go on to volume tool. This time we'll use the points and planar again. So click with a non-drawing hand. So first of all we'll do one piece that will be used for the vertebra here. So actually that again looks too thin like what we did before. So I'm going to make it, flick of the thumb, just make it a bit fatter. So this bit's going to be the top of the vertebra. Comes out the side, and I want it to go down into some kind of a rib assembly. I don't want to put too many points in because I don't want it to start becoming too heavy of a model too quickly. There we go. What have we done wrong? It's the thing that we did exactly last time. We forgot to put mirror on, so let's go back and correct that. So each layer we're having to put mirror on. It's not a problem to redo it because each time I redo it I get it a little bit more accurate. All the way back up. There we go, fine with that. So that'll give me the first part of it quite nicely. But what I'm going to do is do another piece that comes out the side. So I'm going to snap it this way with this one. Slightly different angle. And this is to make sure there's something coming, running down the other way. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. It's only going to be small. Like so. There, and we'll take those two pieces and group them with the purple button. Now when we put them together we should have quite a nice shape. So, and that line that comes out of the back means it will all look like it's one piece. So what I'm doing is each click I'm just making it a little bit bigger, keeping in mind the sketch underneath. There we go. That's given us a nice spinal column there. What we will do is we'll just take this one. I'm going to put it down there as a spare because I think I might use that for the tail. Might be a little bit too wide here. So I'll just bring it in a little bit. Just going in and looking at the positioning because of the reference image, and it would be good to angle them back a little bit so it'll look like they're obviously there wouldn't be a rib cage here. This is just supposed to be the vertebra and something to represent a bit of the muscles. So let's do what we can do is hide the wings now for a moment because we want to go down the center. So we'll just go on to actually I named it body, didn't I? And that should be wings, so I'll change that. So let's just hide that. We'll change it first of all. Wings. Make it fully transparent for now. So what did we want to do? So we want to draw a new vertebra. I'll keep it at the front. Like so. Actually, I'm going to make a new grey material And the only reason I'm making it is so that I can separate. It probably will be the same material as that one once we've got it into the other program, but it will be good to have it separate so that I can keep the body all as one. So let's think about, let's just put us on the right layer, hey? And what we want to do is think about the shape being similar to the one that we've already done, but then there's ribs instead of what we were doing. And we'll do that again because a bit of interest internally. It's the only reason to do that. And then we'll bring it in here. There we go. And you can see that's the same but with a little bit more visual interest. And then I'll do exactly what I did with the previous one. I'll just do another piece here that'll mean that it'll repeat well from the side. And we'll group those, and that'll be our ribs. So now we can angle it back again so you can see it. That's perfect. And then nice and high. Just check it from all angles, that's fine. So that one's good. Slightly larger and angled back. Slightly larger. Slightly smaller. Just watch those ones that we've crossed over at the back. And there we go. Actually, just double checking it just to see if it's okay. Looks good. And then we go back to this shape, which tags nicely on the back. And then we just work our way down the tail, getting smaller as we go. Make sure we're looking from the top. And this is where you might want to change that tail, but no, actually it's looking okay. So we'll keep that one going. I had a feeling we might want to adjust it a little bit, but it seems to look okay. Just watch for those doubles. Notice I've doubled up there, and I've noticed myself doing that in the past, and it's quite annoying. Remember, it's a robot that we're building, so it doesn't have to look exactly like an anatomically correct spine. I'm slowing down with the talking as I do it because it takes a little bit of concentration. And I'm going to spin it actually, which is a bit odd on the end, but there you go. That's fine. There we have a lovely spine all the way down. Now we'll just make some hips. Clicked off too quickly then. Thinking about mechanical parts and anatomy here, so two parts of the hip, the pelvis, should I say. We'll have that plate going right through it, and that will do it quite nicely. Let's make that a new colour as well. I'll make that slightly purple. Again, remember, a lot of the times that I'm changing these colours, it's only because I want to separate it. It's not going to look like this in the final. It just works better. Oh, we must group those as well. So purple, group them. There we go. and that'll work fine when we get into the next bit. And what I'll do is I'll keep that theme of that purple going with a new colour. We'll do the skull now, and we'll pick another colour for this skull. So we can keep it completely separate. Slightly darker purple, there we go. So what do we need to do for the skull? So we'll do a jaw part. Get a bit closer now. We'll have a plate that goes inside that. And we'll put like a joint on that as well. So actually that would be a good idea if I just group that. Did I get that? Yeah. Group that. And then we'll make a headpiece. This would include the jawline. Like so. Now I'm going to make some parts that are, we're not going to use the same tool, but I'm going to take off the planar. So now I can make some volumes that are, well, you'll see actually, it just means that it's not constrained to a plane. So now I can make some shapes that I can really use to build up much more organic shapes. You can see that will be the cheek coming over that jaw there. And now I want to, this is going to be a part of the eye. Well, when I say eye, this is the eye above the eye. I want that mean looking look of the dragon. Use that one twice actually. No, 3 times. So using repeats is so useful, so I don't have to keep making shapes. There we go. We've almost got the look of the eye already, without even having an eye. So, there we go. That's good. Let's have a quick think about the horns. Well, we need a bit more jawline here. So that would be something that's going to receive one of the horns there, and this would be able to receive the next horn here. Again, just do repeats here. That works well. No, last one didn't work. It was in the wrong place. That's it. I'm fine with that. We'll just use one more underneath. I just want a bit of that clearly going into the back. That's fine. And that horn now. So now we need basically a horn. So a couple of ways of doing this, I suppose, really. So let's have a think. We could try, let's try a few different ways first of all so we can see. So you could try ink with a huge brush. Let's make a new material, darker. We could just stroke it out like that. That might do it, possibly, but then it won't be refined enough at the end, so maybe not that one. Let's have a see if we can get it any quicker. Click it, hold it, buttons, and then you can adjust the points at this end. That's a one way to do it. In fact, that will probably be my preferred method. And now we can put some really cool dragon features into that. So there you go. That was with a couple, with lots of different ways we could do it, but I've chosen pretty much the first one we tried. There we go, that's given me a nice dragon horn straight away. So we'll pop one of those in there. Same one, but we'll go for a, want it coming out like so. That's fine. And maybe just adjust the points a little bit on the last one, so it's not completely repeating. We'll have that coming down the head, like so. And then let's try that one up behind the nose there. Now we could use that method for some teeth as well, so I definitely want a new colour for some teeth, so let's go with like a creamy colour. And that's all I need to do, is just that stroke, and that would give me pretty much what I want. And because it's got its own colour, it's going to be much easier to control. Let's change that point again at the bottom. And then at the top we'll match it. Bring it forward and have two just in the front like so. Didn't like those. Yeah, that's fine. Now that whole head assembly, I'm going to take it all the way back from that spine there, and we'll join it. There we go. So that's now one piece. Just going to reorientate it a tiny bit. It's quite funny how you just join it up and then you realise there's something wrong. It just doesn't look quite right. Just see it from a different angle. There we go. Now, I'm going to break it for a second, because what I just thought was I'd like those horns to be the same material as the teeth, and we'll keep that applied all the way through the model when we do claws. So I'm just selecting it and just adding it to that white colour. Yeah, that looks great. Fantastic. So I think now we'll just make here I want a shoulder blade that's going to be capable of driving this thing. I'm going to put some pistons in there at the end, but let me just go back onto this wing layer, bring the wings back like so, and that's highlighted a problem there with the hip, so that's good that we've seen that. So let's put that hip on the underside like so, and that solves that one. And now, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheat. I'm going to use a reverse of the hip. That's going to be the start. Yeah, that will be fine. That will be the start of my scapular or shoulder blade. And now I'll just go back to the volume tool. We'll stick planar back on. Make it a little bit bigger. I'm just making the shape of a basic scapula, and then I'll put this in as a controlling part. I'm just going to move all those up like so. A lot of the times when you're doing this sort of stuff, it's just for visual interest, just to where you're going to want the light to catch. We'll group those, and I might even reverse them. Let's have a look. No, that's fine. So let's pop that where we think it belongs, which is here. If you can still see the sketch, it will be roughly about here. There we go. That looks good. And that's pretty much covered everything, really. We've got a rogue model there, so we'll just go on to the other layer. Which layer was it on? It was on, yes, the wing layer, isn't it? So we'll unlock it. We'll just get that piece and with the red button delete it. There we go. So just the legs to do now, and then lots of mechanical parts. So we'll end this video now, and then we'll do the final one with the limbs. And then we're on to rendering, really.